TV.
Welcome to Daytime Ottawa here on Rogers TV. A great show for you, an incredibly busy show for you. We've got some great Mother's Day gift ideas, some incredible watches to showcase. We're talking some theater on the show. Imaginaire is back on the show today. But we kick off things in the kitchen with David Godso, Executive Chef and Director of Food and Beverage at the 18 Hospitality Group. Welcome back, buddy. Great to have you back.
Thank you very much. Great to be back.
And thank you for bringing this. This looks incredible.
We're bringing a big spread. I want to come here talk about the patios, a little bit of a taste for hope. We've got all our patios up and running now. We revamped the patio at Side Door, revamped the patio at 18.
Nice.
So it's an exciting time of year.
So you're all open now? Because last time you were on, we weren't sure what date we were looking at,
under construction. We were waiting for the palm trees to come in. We were waiting for the plants, waiting for the hibiscuses, waiting for all those flowers to come in. But everything's set up, and we're excited to get the ball rolling.
Right on. Well, and you're doing happy hour, right?
Yeah.
At every single one of your restaurants.
Every single one of the restaurants, 3:30 to 5:30. Some of the restaurants some might do Sunday to Thursday. Some might do 7 days a week. We're still figuring out those details.
Right.
But all 4 restaurants, we really want to get people into that after work crowd. Now the government seems to be pushing people back to work, so we want to give them a good reason to come in. I know there's a bit of pushback.
Come back to work, stay downtown, enjoy a cocktail after work before you go.
Some seafood platters. So today what I wanted to go over was one of the offerings that we have at 18. So $60 seafood platter for 2 people. Idea is that people can come in for $30 a person, have kind of a mini seafood tower.
I love it.
That we have. So we've got some Canadian snow crabs, some Atlantic lobster, some Argentinian pink shrimp, and then I wanted to get into 2 dishes that we're just going to finish this off.
Okay.
One of them being some oysters, the other one being a little scallop crudo.
Okay.
Are you feeling comfortable shucking oysters?
Well, we'll find out, won't we? I'm comfortable. I've done it before.
Exactly.
But you're the pro.
I'll walk you through the first one here. I always like to get right into that main joint where it's coming, where the 2 big shells come together.
Yeah.
You also want to make sure that you're identifying what your bowl is, which would be like the lower part of it and your top. So you
don't want to lose those juices.
Exactly.
Right?
You don't want to open it upside down. I like these shuckers, by the way. See how it's got a little flick in it? I don't know if the cameras can see that at all, but probably not. It's too small. I'm going to dig in there with a little bit of pressure, and then I'm just going to pop the shell open.
Okay.
And then once I've done that, you want to be careful not to get extra shell. You can do this all in the cloth if you want. I'm going to bring my shucker along the top.
And that's just to separate it, I guess?
Exactly.
Right?
So I'm separating that top shell.
Okay.
Little trick of the trade in the restaurant industry. We want to make sure that we've separated the bottom abductor muscle. So
yeah, because although it's entertaining watching somebody try to eat it when it's still stuck, you don't want your customers going through that, right?
And then one thing I like to do is just give it a little flip, and that just helps you with the presentation of it. And then make sure, one last little check, make sure there's no shell, and then we're going to throw that one onto that seafood platter. You want to come give one a try?
All right, let me give it a go here. Okay, I'm going to try to put it sideways here so that they can see it. But the towel's important because if you happen to slip.
Yeah, and it's really important if you slip and you cut yourself on the shell, you especially want to make sure that you wash that really, really well because this can be a bit of a pain.
Yeah, you don't want that. There we go. Okay. Not bad. Okay.
Oh.
I've done this a couple of times. This is the part that always... There we go. And then you do a flip, eh?
I like to do a little flip. It kind of
it does look nicer.
Eases the presentation a little bit.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. Beauty.
And then we'll throw that one one on there.
Just nestle that one in there somewhere?
Yeah.
Okay. Beautiful.
Perfect.
Hey, we shucked some oysters today. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, what are we doing with this scallop here?
So I have a beautiful U10 scallop from the Atlantic Ocean. And we're doing something similar to what you've seen me probably do here before. You know how much I love raw food.
Yes.
So I have a little bit of yuzu citrus.
Okay.
So we're just dressing them lightly with some yuzu.
Oh, nice.
I've got a little bit of a mango gel. I'm going to put a couple little dollops of this.
That just looks great too. Like I love the color.
Yeah, some beautiful colors. One important part of the crudo world is the olive oil. So this is some of Mike's olive oil from Aurelius.
Oh. It is honestly the best olive oil I have ever had in my life.
It is. I
was just talking about it last night, actually, at dinner.
Yeah. I was chatting with him just the other day.
Were you?
Giving each other advice on marketing.
Yeah, he actually sent me a little note asking if I knew anybody that's looking for something part-time to help him out with some social media marketing. He uses something called Canva.
Yeah.
I hadn't heard of it. I was like, what is that?
It's good for graphic design and stuff like that.
Okay. Mike, a little shout out to you. Mike George, just down in Wellington West Village.
Yeah, Mike
there.
George. I love Mike. He's the best.
Yeah, he's a great dude.
Veteran too, so always think
that's
of him,
right. Yeah, and he does. He gives back a lot to veteran causes as well.
We're just adding a little bit of fresh horseradish to it, and then
I love the smell of fresh
horseradish. Our seafood platter. And one cool little touch that we do for it is we do like a drawn butter, or like a garlic butter.
Okay.
A little thing that we do differently at 18 is we take all of our lobsters after we've cleaned them. We put them in a big pan, add like 20 pounds of butter, and then slowly roast it in the oven so that the butter becomes like a lobster butter with a bunch of garlic cloves and aromatics. So that's what we put on this. We serve on the side for it. So this is a good value at 18 that we're going to be running, as well as doing some $15 raw items, some cheese boards, some discounts on wine.
Excellent.
We're going to have a nice selection of sparkling wine there. I know side door we're doing tacos and tequilas, so $10 margaritas.
That's Tuesdays?
So we're doing it on Tuesdays, and then that's also going to be our happy hour offering. So
nice.
Tuesdays, it's extended. We're going right through lunch, right into dinner. So $6 tacos, $10 margaritas, $10 shots of Patron. Clarendon, we're doing our $12 pizzas, some craft cocktails, and then same thing as social. We're doing craft cocktails, a little custom snack menu, and
you guys do it up so well. I love that idea.
Lots of offerings.
So those of you that are going back to work and you're kind of upset about it, well, cheer yourself up and visit any one of these restaurants during happy hour. I mean, that's why they call it happy hour. Everybody at home. Taste for Hope coming up. I will say the VIP area is that you're going to be at 5 p.m. So congratulations to those of you that bought tickets, because they are completely sold out. But if you want to go to the main event that starts at 6 p.m., it's 95% sold out. Wow. So congratulations to everybody. All the money, of course, going to Shepherds of Good Hope. What do you know what you're planning for the VIP yet?
Yeah, so we were talking about this actually just earlier. You touched on it. I'm doing a monkfish dish.
Oh, are you really?
So I'm going to keep the rest of it under wraps, but we have some beautiful monkfish that we're getting into the restaurant. So we're going to be preparing that as a little...
I love monkfish. I was just introduced to it like 2 months ago. I had no idea.
Yeah, it's delicious fish.
So good.
So good.
Yeah,
good.
absolutely.
So we're really, really excited about that. And I know my best buddy Justin's going to be there as well with me in the VIP
that's
booth.
right. Yeah.
And I am selfishly excited about the fact that I get to enjoy more of the event afterwards than participate
Yeah,
in the
because
full
if
event.
you're doing the VIP, it means once that wraps up, you can go and enjoy the rest of the event, right? Yeah,
exactly.
And if you've never been before, by the way, so I guess you've done the main event most of the time?
Yeah.
So the main event, it's literally going from amazing food table to amazing food table to amazing beverage table and everything local, right? Which is fantastic. Actually, Dunrobin Distilleries are coming on the show next week, which is
Adam.
Adam's
great.
That's amazing. It's such a. This is what I love about Ottawa, right?
Yeah, we all know each other.
Everybody knows each other. Is this running all summer long?
We're going to be doing this all summer long,
platter?
3:30 to 5:30, and it's we want to get out and enjoy the good weather.
Yeah, absolutely. So all of the restaurants, patios now open. We'll be back with more. Imaginaire coming up after the break. They've got so many amazing products we're going to showcase, and they have some exciting news to share as well. Don't go anywhere.
Sweet.
This program is brought to you by Ignite TV. Now you're in command. Visit Rogers.com for more details.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Are you low on food? Struggling to pay the bills? Overwhelmed by life's challenges? When you need support but don't know where to turn, just dial 211. 211 connects you to the programs or services near you.
211, how can I help you?
211. Help starts here.
Hi,
Hi, I'm Paula Roy, and it's my pleasure to welcome you back into my kitchen for another season of Paula Roy's Favorite Foods. My approach to food is pretty straightforward. Fancy is fine, but when you're in a time crunch or have a really hungry and patient family to feed, I say simple recipes made with wholesome ingredients that you probably have on hand are the best. And that's exactly what you'll find on Paula Roy's Favorite Foods on Rogers TV.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to rogerstv.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at rogerstv.com.
Welcome back to the show. I was just there a few weeks ago with my wife, and if you've never been to Imaginaire, located at the Rideau Center, oh my goodness, it is a feast for the eyes, and the amount of things that you can, honestly, take your entire family there. You'll probably spend an hour just walking around the store. It's an incredible place. Here to tell us the history about it and has some exciting news to share as well. I'm joined by Dave Doyon. He's the co-founder of Imaginaire. Welcome. Great to have you back here, Dave. I'm not in costume this time, so it's an easier conversation for us this time around,
yes, and
right?
you had your French accent, so I was going under the radar at that time. So
it was a terrible French accent as well. I think I apologize to you. You were just telling me you've been around since 1986. Dave, tell me a little bit about the story behind the beginning of Imaginaire.
So Imaginaire was founded by my father back in 1986. It was a little sushi shop. You know, it was really, really small. Only coins and stamp at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
And back in the 90s, the hockey cards were really super popular. So it kind of jumped into the train for that. And then grabbed the board game, the mangas, the books, DVD, everything related to what we have right now.
Yeah, it's
which
amazing.
Has been the
I mean, you have something for everyone, right? You mentioned board games, and you've got a bookstore and things for geeks, and I say that geeks in a positive way because my brother is one of those guys that does he's got a board game club each and every week. People get together, and that's what you offer, right? Just such a variety of things for people.
There's so many new board games that he's gonna have to come back and back and back.
Yeah.
Get the new expansion, get the new one.
Yeah.
Yes, we do carry comic books, miniature model, Warhammer products, Star Wars figurines,
Magic,
right? Yu-Gi-Oh, yeah. Pokemon cards, a lot of Pokemon, Harry Potter stuff, Funko Pop.
And I love hearing that things like Pokemon still around, right? Because it had such a rush, and then it took a little bit of a dip, and it's made an incredible comeback. Or did it ever leave? Maybe it's just because of my kids' ages.
It was not always that popular, I would say, but since the Pokemon Go app that went viral, it kind of went all the way back up to the...
I was hosting Breakfast Television Montreal when that came in, and all of the crew were on that app consistently.
Finding those Pokemon around.
Speaking of Montreal, in that area, you're opening a brand new location, right?
So last time I was here to announce the grand opening of Ottawa location.
Yeah.
So I'm back with great news as well. For the Pointe-Claire location, which is in the West Island of Montreal.
Yeah.
More the Anglophone part, I would say. So if people didn't have the chance to go in the Ottawa location, they might have one in Pointe-Claire.
Well, and listen, a lot of people travel to Montreal in the summer as well for festivals and Oceaga and things like that.
I was doing an interview for the past week, and one out of two person I was passing interview for, they said that they went to Ottawa at this location. So
oh, that's amazing. That's great to hear.
Pretty neat to see.
Let's do a little show and tell. Let's tell everybody what you brought. Let's start with the T-shirts here, because this is the first time you've dipped into fashion. Is that right?
And just so people know, these are going to be free. If you come at the grand opening or Imaginaire at Pointe-Claire, you're going to have either this one or this one here that you can choose, and they're going to be totally free of charge for the grand opening at Imaginaire Pointe-Claire.
And that's July 1st?
Well, July 1st, we're going to be closed. So definitely not July 1st, but we're aiming for July 1st.
Okay.
So a little bit. But if you
So around that time.
Yeah, exactly.
Right, okay.
And stay tuned as we'll on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, we'll post the grand opening once we get there and we know the exact dates.
Awesome. Yeah, and if you don't follow them on social media, by the way, you should be, and especially on TikTok, because you've had some incredible viral videos going on TikTok. All right, yeah, as I said, let's do a little show and tell. Let's start over here. What do we got over here? I mean, Lego, but look at this is Lego for Mom?
Yeah, exactly. We choose a special one today. Obviously, Mother's Day is right around the corner.
Yeah.
So we talked about something a little bit different for the Lego section. What about a bunch of roses?
That's so cool. What a great idea. I love that. What else do we have here? We got some canned drinks here.
So Summer, Thirsty, and Pikachu Lover, they're all going to be happy with this choice.
It's
the
great.
Pikachu beverages.
A little sparkling beverage with Pikachu on it. I love it.
I didn't taste the flavor though, so I cannot tell you if.
Look at this. This is just beautiful. I mean, speaking of fashion, right? I mean, this is a fashion item in itself.
And it's a bunch of product from movies, either that it's Harry Potter, Star Wars, name it. I think we have it. All the Marvel Universe, DC.
Nice.
And they make so much incredible product right now that even if you don't like Harry Potter, like all those products are so nice.
Yeah, exactly. You mentioned, I want to talk about the board game industry. It has exploded. Like there are so many different types of games out there now, Dave.
And I think it's been at least 5 years that it really started. The pandemic obviously doubled this number of customers that we had for the board game area. At that time, you only had board game Monopoly, those classic ones, the Clue, everything. Now they made more advanced one. I would say for older people.
Right.
Not that you cannot play Monopoly at your age or anything like that, but really they made something incredible that makes you trying to get all the strategy. There's 1,001 possibility.
Yeah.
They all score different type of point, but which one is going to give you the most? It's always a try back and forth.
Well, yeah, and there's a mix of and Justin Trudeau, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau stopped by the store as well, right?
Yeah, I had the chance to get my selfie with.
Cool.
It's been really fun in Ottawa here. We had a really warm welcome.
Oh, he came to the Ottawa store?
Yeah.
Oh, amazing. Fantastic.
And
what a treat.
that was the first time we saw him, and I know he came back a couple of times already.
Did he really? Oh,
yeah.
That's
and
great.
well, I don't know what I can say and cannot say, but I know he's a board game fan as well.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Okay. You can't tell us what board game he bought. That's fine. I respect that.
But he was looking for expansion, so he's in the more advanced part of the board game.
Let's just talk about what you have on this. I've never seen this Queen Pop moment here.
So we wanted to bring Funko Pop are usually are going to be movie stars, are going to be those Marvel, DC, Star Wars, Spider-Man, all those kind of figurines. But they're doing way more than that.
Nice.
For people that don't necessarily collect pop figures. So they have this Queen set here, and we have other one here. Lionel
like
Richie.
Franklin. I mean, Sir Mix-a, absolutely amazing.
So a little bit of different than what we used to see from those Spider-Man and Captain America.
Dave,
but they made all.
What a great pleasure. Congratulations on all your success. Brand new store opening. And if you haven't visited the Rideau Center location, I highly recommend it. It is absolutely amazing. We'll be back with more right after this. Don't go anywhere.
Think it's okay to drive high? Think again. Drug-impaired driving is as illegal as drunk driving, and in Ontario, the penalties are the same. If police suspect you're driving under the influence of drugs of any kind, or a combination of drugs and alcohol, and you fail a roadside test, your license will be suspended immediately for up to 30 days. You'll pay a penalty of $198. And you can be charged with a criminal offense of impaired driving, the same as alcohol. Driving high is never okay.
Long way from Nashville, and mama, I'll tell you that. Performed from Montreal to Boston to Los Angeles. But Toronto, that's my chosen home. Sure, when I'm walking down Yonge Street, I see some funny people who have the nerve to point the finger at me. And grin and smile and whisper. My song was #2 on local radio. Sold 10,000 in Toronto alone. Turned down Ed Sullivan because they asked me to remove my makeup. Wouldn't do American Bandstand because of their segregation policies. I was just being me, never tried to explain myself to anyone. And besides, none of that to worry, Jack, because I know I look good. Got a new way of loving, baby. God, I want to teach it to you.
Jackie Shane was a pioneer transgender soul singer, a central figure in the Toronto R&B scene. She helped shape what we know as the Toronto sound.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPrade. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
Welcome back to the show. We are talking watches, but watches unlike you've never seen before. The display I have in front of me right now is absolutely incredible. I am joined by the owner of GDG Watches, Harry Schnorhokian. Welcome to the show. Great to have you here, Harry.
Great to be here.
This has been in the family for many, many years, right? This watch business. Tell me a little bit about the history of your family.
It has. So my mother's a jewelry designer and my father's a watch retailer, and they did it for over 40 years.
Okay.
They put 3 boys through school, and so I grew up in the shop. I grew up watching customers come in with watches, how the whole service industry goes, and it came into me without me realizing it. So
I love it. So did you grow up sort of in the family business, or did that come a little bit later? Tell me about that.
I did. I grew up in the family watches in my father's shop. So I was surrounded by watches since I was maybe 8 years old, and I would come in and watch everything. But later on, I had an opportunity to go to Asia.
Okay.
And that's when I actually dove into the manufacturing aspect of it for all kinds of brands and the development, and kind of my mom's jewelry design and the designer aspect of it came. And I found a passion of developing watches for each brand, for each individual, for each taste. And that's where the company
do you custom design some watches? I know you do limited editions, right?
We do both actually.
Okay.
So we work with brands in Europe and all over, and we do limited editions. So we work with brands like Mathé Tissot, and then we talk to them about our own take into their history, and we bring out some of their history, and that they may not be aware of, and then we bring that into some kind of a beautiful homage design, and then we manufacture that together with them. They do that, and then we have it a limited edition on our store.
You went to Hong Kong?
I did.
Okay.
I did. I lived 16 years in Hong Kong and China, and where you can see even the some components are manufactured still in China. Others are in Switzerland, and a lot of these manufacturing, the assembly is done in Switzerland under Swiss quality control.
Amazing.
But in Hong Kong, I got the chance to see a little bit the development of the behind the scenes of some parts, and that led me to a complete watch design and distribution business.
Congratulations, that's amazing. I'm going to do something unusual. I'm actually going to just turn this towards my cameraman over here so we can focus in on some of these. But tell me what some of the unique pieces that you brought along here. What do you want to talk about?
Sure. So most of the brands for the moment that we're kind of distributing, the idea is that there are so many European brands that are doing so well in their country or surroundings, but they don't necessarily get the chance to cross the pond, if you will, and come to North America. And we try to give these brands a voice and a distribution channel and tell their story, if you will, which they don't often get to do.
Of course.
And also there's some American brands we work with, and each brand has its own unique story. So, for example, this TUW Rula, this is coming from Germany. It's made in Germany. So there's a dive watch with a blue dial, and it's a mechanical watch, which means that it does not need a battery. It's self-winding. So I don't know if the zoom's going to catch that, but it's got a rotor in the back, which if it moves, its motion when it moves, it winds up and
that is so cool.
Charges the whole, and so you don't need a battery for this.
Right, yeah.
And it is how watches used to be done.
I remember back in the day, I would like just do this to wind the watch.
Absolutely.
Right? You just like had to shake your hand. It was amazing.
So we're trying to go back into that,
right.
And so that the mechanisms are mostly Swiss or Japanese,
okay.
But all the assembly and the quality control for the German ones is done in Germany in a very old town called Rula, which used to be a watch town back in the 1920s.
Wow.
And we're bringing those back a little bit.
I love this idea.
The Havit is a Spanish brand. It's from the creators of Zara. And
oh, really?
Yes, they are the ones that we actually were involved in part of the Zara manufacturing for watches. And this is from the same creators in Barcelona. And the leather is all from Spanish leather and Italian and Spanish design.
Unbelievable.
And all of these
really
are priced really, really well.
I guess that's the other thing, right, that intimidates people with the industry a bit, is that you think you're going to be paying a lot of money. These are high-quality watches at affordable prices, right?
Absolutely, and not to knock any well-known brands like the higher-end brands, but we use a lot of the same, first of all, we use a lot of the same mechanisms,
right,
which is the heart of a watch. A mechanism like the movement, we call it, which is the automatic movement inside, the self-winding movement, or sometimes a battery movement. We use the same Swiss movements or Japanese movements that the higher-end brands use, as well as the same component factories, and we also assemble them, or they are assembled in Switzerland.
So are you all online now, Harry, at the moment? But you're thinking about opening a brick and mortar retail, is that right?
Yes. So the blood is always pulling me back to the brick and mortar. But I think it's important for a store like us for all sorts of visibility and a location, to have a location, brick and mortar, so that people can go, even if they don't have one of our watches, like they have another brand, like a Rolex or whatever, they can go and we can repair it. We can do all sorts of service as well. So I'm trying to basically bring back the old school watch service,
which I love, right? Because the other nice thing is that you run into somebody like you, and you'll walk people through, right? There's one thing of walking into a big chain store and grabbing a watch and going home, but knowing the story behind it, right, and the quality behind each and every one. Before we run out of time, is there one in particular? I got a minute left that you wanted to talk about before we?
This one is particularly well, the Jacques de Manoirs and the Mathetisos are kind of my favorites because they come from a history. This was done for the civil French aviation from the 1930s, and we brought it back and we did a limited edition. It comes with a beautiful box, and it's a mechanical chronograph hand-wind Swiss-made original Mathetiso.
Spectacular.
For Mother's Day, if people want a last-minute gift, we got the Jacques de Manoirs. All of these, you would think they're like a very, very pricey, but actually all of them are under $300 with a Mother's Day coupon on our site.
Where can people find you online?
gdgwatch.com.
Well, that's easy. There you go. And you're on social media as well. People can follow you on social media. Can't thank you enough. I mean, congratulations. It's great to have somebody like yourself that's bringing something unique, right, from other countries that you'll never find here.
Absolutely.
Just amazing. Thank you so much, Harry.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate the time.
Thanks for being
Don't
here.
go anywhere. We'll be back with more right after this. Lukia's back on the show. She's got some great ideas for Mother's Day gift giving. She's coming up right after the break.
It's closing time, and you stayed out longer than you planned. So now you can't drive, and the buses have stopped running. You could always call your girlfriend. Or maybe your roommate? What about your best friend? You could just dial 1-888-TAXI-GUY or use the Taxi Guy app. The call and the app are free, and they both connect you to a local cab company to bring you home safely. Visit ArriveAlive.org to find out more. Arrive Alive, drive sober.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
I did it. I need it.
The hero gave it.
And I am alive.
As an organ donor, you can save up to 8 lives and enhance the lives of 75 others. Please go to our website. Pledge a gift of life. You'll be glad you did.
I'd love you to join us for our next Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to be talking a lot about mental health when it comes to entrepreneurs. Lee Rose is going to join us as well from TD. See you then.
Welcome back to the show. As promised, some great Mother's Day gift ideas coming up. Lukia Zagumas joining me back on the show, and if you don't follow her on social media, you should. At Mrs. Lulu. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing great.
Great.
I'm expecting you're going to get spoiled, hopefully.
I hope so.
Because you help us spoil our moms,
Yes.
all of your kids that are watching right now.
Yes.
Make sure you spoil mom. But you brought some great gift ideas
Absolutely,
as you normally do. Where do you want to start here today?
We can start on this side
Sure.
and move our way down. There's so many great options for Mother's Day and for all the days of the year, really, even for everybody.
Agreed.
One place that I love going to pick up baked goods, fresh baked goods, homemade by an incredible chef named Lori, is at Petit Macaron on Montreal Road. They are incredible.
It's in my hood, by the way.
Amazing. So close to me, too. I'm in the East End as well.
Nice.
So their specialty is macaron, of course. So this is a beautiful tower. I think this would make an incredible gift for any mom.
For
and
sure.
just a nice, to present if you go there for a tea or something, or, treat yourself as well. And the little tower they have is just so cute. There's vanilla and strawberry and cherry. And you can
Nice.
also get their macarons at Farm Boy as well. So if you can't make it out to the location, which is open Saturday all day as well. So you have time still
This
to
is
get your
something great
Mother's
for
Day
my
gifts.
mom, because my mom has this famous saying, because, at her age, Mom, I'm not giving away your age, but at her age, she's like, listen, if I can't eat it, wear it, or spend it, I don't want it, right? I got stuff. I got
I'm
stuff.
going to use that from now on. So their macarons are incredible. You can go buy their baked goods at Petit Macaron or at Farm Boy. And they also have these incredible cookie cakes and cookies and scones with little gems. And they package this so nicely. There's blueberry jam and strawberry jam and little scones. And these cookies
Those
are just
cookie
to die
cakes
for,
are crazy
right?
looking,
You got your Kit
delicious
Kat, your
looking.
Bueno, your Biscoff, and just to
Wow.
die for. Delicious. So
Amazing.
you can invite mom over and have a nice little dessert night
No
for
kidding.
Mother's Day.
I love it.
Another great idea.
Look at this. This is a piece
Isn't
of
this
art you have in
beautiful?
front of you
So
here.
This is like le cordon bleu. So this is their chef hat. So if you want to take a course with cordon bleu, you can do so. I just took a chocolate making class with them, and it was incredible. It was actually hard. I was exhausted,
Really, eh?
and the head chef there was laughing at me because he said, I started my day at 7 a.m. and I'm going now. It's like 10 hours into it. Anyways, it is a process, but it is a lot of fun. And of course, Cordon Bleu offers incredible courses. So a nice gift idea for mom is to maybe sign her up for a course. There is a macaron making course coming up on the 22nd of May.
Okay.
Bread making on the 23rd of May. And then there's a pastry class in June. So you can just send her a little gift card and say, this will be a nice little mother and child night out.
Yeah, that'd be a
go
great
and take a
idea.
workshop
Absolutely.
together.
I
and,
love Le Cordon
and
Bleu.
the chef's prepared a little something for you. So this is for you to enjoy with your family as well.
Isn't he such the nicest
incredible.
guy?
And from France, of course. So you kind of.
that's true.
I was like,
That's
wouldn't it be
true.
nice if we were doing this course in France? It'd be even better, right? And jewelry, of course, always a big hit for Mother's Day. So I'm wearing one of the pieces here by a jewelry company called
that's
Oleda, and it's a woman jewelry owner out of Toronto.
Okay.
You can shop online, and they can mail to you. I love how you can stack your gold necklaces as well. They don't tarnish in the water; they're gold filled, and of course, just makes a nice little gift. You know, you can also
Mom always
personalize
loves
these
jewelry.
medallions. Yeah. So this is the initial, and I have the L. So whatever
Oh, so you
initial
can
of
get
your
it
mother,
custom done. That's
exactly. So
nice.
you
I
can
love it.
custom make your medallion for your mother as well for Mother's Day.
Let's talk a little beauty. You brought some
Blush
beauty
and Rose.
products.
It's an incredible salon, beauty bar in the East End, South End of Ottawa.
Okay.
Just kind of Riverside South, called Blush and Rose. So I got my mom a gift card from this place actually for a
great idea.
pedicure. So we'll go do pedicures together before before we leave for vacation. And you can also buy a lot of beauty supplies there too, so you can make a little gift basket, candles, your skincare, and throw in a little gift card. And there you go, treat mom to a day out and go for a pedicure.
Yeah, you can either do the day out or do the home spa with mom if you want.
Whatever you prefer. Tanger
these
outlets.
are crazy looking.
So these are Tory Burch sneakers, and I thought, wow, like I live in sneakers now. Amazing, aren't they?
They're beautiful.
So these are a designer, you know, they have a Tory Burch store in Tanger Outlets.
Okay.
And I was just there the other day, and it was packed with people, and it was a sunny day. And another great way to spend the day with mom is take her to Tanger Outlets, go have lunch in the food court, go walk around, grab a coffee, sit outside, and then shop all the stores. They have everything from Adidas to La Vie en Rose to Tory Burch, everything you can imagine. So many great stores and so many affordable prices. You can go and know that you're not going to spend a ton of money, but have a wonderful day out with mom.
Yeah, exactly.
And these shoes as well. Even Tory Burch, you think pretty high end, but the great thing about Tanger is, of course, it is an outlet mall, so you're going to find the best prices for yourself and for mom.
I didn't even have to see the label, by the way, everybody, because my wife loves this store, La Vie en Rose. You just mentioned it. Like I just looked at, I just touched the fabric, and I'm like, that must be La Vie en Rose.
So little pajama sets. They have so many cute things for summer, of course. And the slippers are so cute. Listen, I live in slippers when I'm in my house.
Me too.
And these are so comfortable and so soft. So slippers are like an always great gift idea for mom. And also, La Vie en Rose has, we'll discuss it on my next segment when I come in for travel, but their swimwear line is incredible as well.
Really?
So you could also incorporate some swimwear if you wanted to for mom from La Vie en Rose. And of course, you can shop them at Tanger Outlets, Saint Laurent, Bayshore. They're all over the malls in Ottawa. And a great Canadian company. You know, they do a lot of give back too. They give back to breast cancer a lot too. So you know you're feeling good when you're shopping La Vie en Rose as well.
How much time do we have left, Mitch? We got 2 minutes. Okay,
let's. Right, well, let's talk. Where did my vacuum go? There's a vacuum in the front.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about next.
So this is the Tinto vacuum. It's an incredible vacuum. You can get it at Best Buy. And the nice thing about this is that there's 3 settings, so you don't have to like get your vacuum out and then get your mop out and then get your Swiffer out. This kind of takes care of it all. So you can wash the floors with this vacuum here. It's got some incredible technology built into it. Or you can like press a button and then it's just a vacuum cleaner. Or you can wash your floors. So it's up to you how you want to use it. It's super lightweight.
I was going to say, this is what I love about it, right? Remember the old days of lugging that thing up the stairs and trying to do the stairs?
Put it away, then get out your big vacuum with like the, the central vacuum, which I used to like, but I don't really, I'm not so fond of it anymore, like that giant,
I had a friend who just got rid of hers because it drove her crazy with the giant hose.
So this is compact. It can go in a nice little closet, so if you don't have a big space to store it, a great gift it makes because it's also lightweight, so you don't have to worry about mom's back or anything like that. So
well, apartment living, condo living too, something like, if you're in a small space. And this thing does it all.
Exactly. So that's a great gift. You go to Best Buy, pick it up for mom.
I am taking a picture of that before you leave.
It's from a company called Tinco, so really good technology.
You tell them about that because I got to make sure I pick up one of these. Mom, it's for me though. I'm getting you something else, okay? I'm not spoiling anything. Lucia, always a pleasure.
Thank you so much, Derek.
Make sure you visit all of these different brands that we talked about here on the show. We'll be back talking a little theatre right after the break. Don't go anywhere.
This is a man's heart, a heart in desperate need of medical attention. But because 78% of Indigenous people experience racism in healthcare, he may not get the help he needs. Become an ally. Rise above racism in healthcare.
My name is Chase Nicholas. I am a Mi'kmaq hockey player. Growing up, I always remember my family talking about the Mi'kmaq as the creators of the game of hockey. In grade 7, I did research on Mi'kmaq hockey sticks as the first sticks of the NHL. I found a Mi'kmaq hockey stick made in 1917, the same year the NHL was formed. I was surprised to find out the very stick I was holding was made by my great-great-grandfather, Alexander Cope. In 1934, an elder known as Old Joe Cope wrote a letter to the Halifax Herald claiming the Mi'kmaq created hockey. I found out later that I am a direct descendant of Old Joe Cope. There was a time when Mi'kmaq children were torn from their families and not allowed to speak their language, losing their words and stories. But the stories are coming back to us. Stepping on the ice, I take pride knowing the roots of the game of hockey stem from my ancestors in the Mi'kmaq Nation.
Join us for season 4 of Simply Cooking by Chef, Sunday nights at 8 o'clock, right here on Rogers TV.
Learn all about the creation of the National Capital Region on The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, on Rogers TV.
Back to Talk the Theatre. I know, I annoy everybody. I say it like that all the time, but theatre opportunities in Ottawa, there are so many. Canada Theatre has a brand new production. Here to tell us more about it, I'm joined by Jenny Fitzer and Gordon Walls. Welcome to you both. Great to have you here.
Oh, thank you for being here.
Let's talk a little bit about Canada Theatre. Who wants to start with that, talking about the theatre itself?
Well, the theater's in its 55th season. Okay, wow, so it's been around for a very long time, growing from a very small group of people who love theater, and then growing and eventually building a theater and having a venue like that, and it's been like that for many, many years. So 55 seasons.
Nice.
I've been there for 25 years.
Not 55.
Not 55.
Yeah, you're too young for that.
25.
Yeah.
And yeah, so.
How long have you been with the theater company, Jenny?
Just a few years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I'm a newbie.
Nice.
Kind of.
Always good to have the newbies. That's what's great about theater, right? You get some veterans and some newbies. Let's talk about this particular production. It's called Baskerville. Jenny, tell me a little bit about the synopsis of this story.
This is a story, a show that has everything.
Everything?
I'm telling you, it's got everything.
Okay.
It's got comedy, it's got drama, it's got 5 actors playing 40 different roles to tell the story of Sherlock Holmes, the Hound of the Baskerville, but in a very fun and different way. It's very funny.
You both play, how many roles do you play in this particular production yourself?
I play 15.
15? How about yourself, Gordon?
I play 8.
You play 8. So talk to me about that challenge, taking on so many roles.
It's a very different way of acting than, you go into a play and play one character and you're focused on that. I've done it a few times and I actually love it. It's such an interesting, different challenge to try to put life into a character. Sometimes a character's on the stage for 15, 20 seconds.
Right. Okay.
And of course, it creates a certain busyness to it where we're always doing a character and then sometimes off stage changing, sometimes we actually change characters on stage, and that creates a certain fun that the audience doesn't get in other kinds of shows.
So Jenny, do you change accents with each of these characters?
Yeah, I have 9 different accents.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Can you give me a couple of examples of them? Are you comfortable with that?
Well, yes, I could if I really wanted to, but I don't care to right now, really.
Yes, oh, that's right too. Because some of my characters have British accents, but they use different British. So I have more of a nobility accent here, and then I have this kind of accent here, and then I've got an old guy who talks like this kind of accent, like that. It's all the same accent, just different voices.
Right.
But then I have different accents. One of my characters is from Texas.
Oh.
So normally this character isn't Texan. In the Hound of the Baskervilles, this character in the book is Canadian, and in many adaptations is just American, but in this play, for fun, he's from Texas.
Nice.
So there's all kinds of that. And I also play Lestrade, the Holmesian cop, and who is normally in East London and to Cockney, but in this play he's Scottish.
Okay.
So there's lots of fun accent work to do.
Jenny, do you have like one main role, or are they all sort of separate? Because you mentioned sometimes 15 to 20 seconds. It's sort of the same with you, but is there one that kind of stands out as a character at all?
No, but you're quite right. That's a great question. So many of them are one-offs. I come on for a few minutes, I'm gone. And but there's a few that are recurring, and one of them is the love interest of the Texas man.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes, yes. We actually have an on-stage kiss. I'm very excited about that.
Gordon, it's like the story itself, without giving away anything, what is the story like exactly?
The story is Hound of the Baskervilles, Sherlock Holmes mystery. So if you've ever seen it, then it's that story. So for those that like murder mysteries, well, come to this. We have a full-blown murder mystery. You get to try to figure out who done it, right? And the fact there's only 5 actors doesn't reduce the fact that there's 40 possibilities about who's the killer is. Okay?
Yeah.
Right? Now, on top of that, though, it is really a comedy. And I like to say it this way. The play starts and it feels like a very traditional Holmesian Hound of the Baskervilles, right? We have Holmes and Watson, Mrs. Hudson, a few others, and it seems very, very, very typical until about page 6. And then the audience is going to realize that they're not in Kansas anymore.
Nice.
And then we start saying, okay, here's the funny bits, ba-boom. And then we are both a comedy and a murder mystery for the rest.
This is my type of play. Just what you're describing, right? It's just entertaining, fast-paced, lots of fun, mystery involved, comedy.
Never a dull moment. I'm
Never a dull
telling you,
moment.
there's
With
no...
you two, I can imagine.
Yeah. Yes.
On and off stage, right?
Yes.
Jenny, tell me about the rest of the cast.
Well, we have Holmes and Watson, and the 2 of us, and then there's a 3rd actor who plays multiple roles.
Okay.
And together, I hope we're going to be putting on a fantastic show. But I want to mention, if there's time, there's a show behind the show, and that are the dozens of people that are working backstage that make everything happen. They're the people that make a 10-second costume change possible.
Right.
The machinations backstage are amazing. The support, the love. I mean, that's why I do community theater is the love and support you feel.
But the relationships.
The
right?
relationships.
I mean, they're so fast. You make fast friends so quickly, Gordon. Right?
Yes.
I mean, you've been doing this for a long time,
for a long
right?
time, and it's family. Every show you do is a family, right?
Yeah.
And you get that close, and it gets more intense as the show starts and you're in performances, right?
The show begins when? What's the run, Jenny, of the show?
It's from the 15th to the 25th of May.
Excellent. At Ron Maslin Playhouse, by the way, and if you've never been, it is such a great intimate space to go and see a live production. Make sure you get your tickets online. That's probably the best place to go, right?
Yes.
Get your tickets online because tickets go fast for these types of productions. Congratulations to all of you, cast and crew, because I know how much time and effort goes into something like this. So I cannot wait to see it. Don't go anywhere. Coming up after the break, we're going to be talking about brewery tours, and there's no better place to go than Brew Donkey. They've got some new, fantastic, unique tours to tell you about. Brad Campo, owner, coming up next. Don't go anywhere.
After a night out with your friends, there's always options for getting home safely. You could call your BFF, your mom or dad, whoever you can count on for a safe ride home. You could call your favorite cab company or 1-888 taxi guy, or you could use the Arrival Live smartphone app to help you choose your ride. Be it a friend, transit, or taxi, getting home safely is app easy. Now available for iOS and Android devices. Visit arrivallive.org to find out more. Arrival Live. Drive sober.
You're watching an interesting local show on Rogers TV and you want to know more. That's when you head to RogersTV.com. Our website provides more information about our programs, our hosts, our schedule, and about how you too can get involved with Rogers TV. Visit us online at RogersTV.com.
Hello, I'm Liz Dowdswell, Lieutenant Governor of Ontario. In 2008, carbon monoxide, a deadly invisible gas, killed an entire family in our province. That tragedy led to a new law requiring homes with potential CO sources to have alarms. John Gignac's family members passed away that day, and he shares his story to save others.
Please make sure you have working CO alarms in your home. Protect your family today.
Hi, I'm Sam LaPratte. I hope you join us for an hour to give right here on Rogers TV. We're going to talk about everything that is going to inspire you about this beautiful city.
Every year, dozens of Canadians are killed or seriously injured because they take risks around railway tracks. Talk to your loved ones about rail safety. Visit stoptracktragedies.ca.
welcome back to the show. He's always working on some unique ideas to introduce you to some of the best beer you can find in the region. And there's no better way to introduce yourself to a beer than going on tour with some friends and family, or perhaps with some colleagues. Brad Campo is the owner of Brew Donkey Tours, back on the show. Brad, welcome. Great to have you back here. You know, you've been on the show many times, but I never assume everybody has met you already. But tell me, take me back to the beginnings of Brew Donkey and the inspiration behind it.
2013, I'm walking around the wall in Vancouver. I've just visited a bunch of breweries in Victoria, still kind of feeling what I felt at those breweries maybe, and I'm thinking, what can I do to recreate the fun experience I had in Victoria, where I walked? But thing is, you can't walk to all the breweries in Ottawa.
Right.
There are 3 breweries currently that you can walk between, but the rest, they're spread out across our city. Our city, which is massive, from Orleans to Canada and to Barhaven and Stittsville.
And then Gatineau side, right? Yeah.
All of those locations are all driving distance. So you couldn't do what I did in Victoria. So I thought, how can I help and also have a business that I love?
Exactly. And wow, what a growth, right? Of the craft beer industry. It's been incredible. Like, just in your short period of time, you know, since 2013, how much has it grown?
So there was 12 when we started, and there's now 40. And even with some contraction happening, we've only seen about 4 or 5 in the region close. So we're still at 35 to 40. We've seen new ones opening. There's new ones in Merrickville that have opened. There's new ones actually, and this is one of the reasons we're featuring some of the breweries today. There's new ones opening in Gatineau all the time. There used to be 3, and now there's about 5 to 6.
We're just looking at some footage here that you sent along of some of the tour features. So yeah, what's the process like? You jump in a bus with a bunch of people and you're educating them about beer.
So since the beginning, the goal was to help people learn about the product that they're drinking. It's obviously wonderful to drink beer, but to understand it better has always been our goal. So we help people learn about how the beer making process happens on the bus, and then we get to the brewery, the first brewery, because usually it's 2, 3, or 4 breweries, even 5. And at those locations, you go in the back room, and at the first one, you'll hear more about how beer is made and see the equipment, and you'll hear a history of that location. And then we'll get you back on the bus, timely and organized, and then get you to the second brewery, where you're going to get another conversation, but this time about the beers you might have at that location and the history of that location. He'll tell you why he quit his government day job to open a craft brewery.
I've heard that story certainly a few times. You have some unique experience. You mentioned you brought the beers here from the Gatineau area. Tell me about that experience.
So one of the new products that we have just released, last September we tested it and it worked, and it was a collaboration with Camp Fortune and some of the craft breweries over there. We always have to go to breweries. So Camp Fortune has a brand new product called Peak to Peak and Mountain Coaster. So Peak to Peak is literally 4,400 feet of zip lining back and forth across the mountain range, or the hill range that they're working in. And also they have a 1 kilometer long mountain pipe, which is like a coaster. You have a brake that I didn't use when I did my testing. And you're essentially cruising through the mountain that they've got there, the hill. And so we've included that product and meal, because we're out with people for so long, we feed people. And then some of these breweries. They're in Gatineau, they have just on the number 5, 3 different breweries to visit. There's À la Dérive, there is Brasserie de Bas-Canada, and Chelsea & Co. The newest of them is Chelsea & Co. They opened last May. And so when we're finished zipping or mountain coastering, we're going to head to 2 different breweries to get their story and their history.
How much fun is that? What a great idea.
And we always do it in that order for the zip line, which is zip line first. Sipping
Very
second.
smart.
Zip, sip, hooray.
Oh, I like it. Zip, sip, hooray. We're going to try one of the beers here today. What have you got here?
This one's from Brasserie de Bas-Canada, and chosen specifically for your love of lagers.
I do love lagers, absolutely.
This one is a Naya Light. And great art on all the cans.
I was going to say, that's the other thing about craft breweries, right, is the art is always unique. It's not like some of the big beer companies, right, where they just have, same style labels all the time on their beer, even if they change things up a little bit. They're very clever.
I've almost made a job out of criticizing the big brewers, but I have to say, the craft brewers are now taking their art and bringing it back to the same styles that they're using as a throwback.
Oh,
Cheers,
nice.
by the way. This was the first beer we had on the tour this weekend.
Oh, that's really nice.
And that's 4.1. That they've made it as 4.1, that brewery, Brasserie de Bar. And they told us a bit about it on tour, which you could hear if you take the tour. They give those histories of some of the beers. Yeah.
That's what makes the experience so unique. It's not just a bunch of people going for the sake of just having a drink. It's to learn about the people and the style and the process behind it. And then you have your ongoing tours that happen. I mean, this is probably moving right into busy season for you, right?
So every weekend all year round we have buses running Friday nights, Saturdays, and Sundays, depending on the weekend and how busy it is. Okay. And so you can always find those on our website at brewdonkey.ca, or just literally Google Brew Donkey. We're probably the only one that'll come up. So those are always running. We always have something. Some of our tours are called express tours. They're $88 for 3 breweries. But then we've also got another collab tour coming up with roller derby.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's back.
I told you I did play-by-play with roller derby. You will have an absolute blast going to see roller derby, and I mean everybody likes to have a beer when they're watching their favorite sport. Congratulations on all your success so far,
Thank
Brad.
you.
Always
Cheers.
a pleasure having you on the show. Hey, make sure, as he said, just Google it, Brew Donkey, or visit the website. We brought it up on screen. I'll be back to wrap things up right after this. Cheers, my friends. It's Friday.
Join us for the new season of Ottawa Storytellers, right here on Rogers TV.
Watch Podium exclusively on Rogers TV.
I'd love you to join us for our next Ottawa Business Matters. We're going to be talking a lot about mental health when it comes to entrepreneurs. Lee Rose is going to join us as well from TD. See you then.
Oh, another great show. A reminder, by the way, on Monday, we are having our winner of our amazing Mother's Day makeover contest. She's going to join us on the show along with Bruno Racine and Leslie Ann Barrett. We're going to show you the before, and she's actually going to be getting the makeover the morning of on Monday, and then she'll be live on the show with us as well, along with Bruno in LA, to tell us, of course, about the experience and what they did and why they chose what they chose. So really excited about that. Thanks to everybody again as well for your entries. Really appreciate it. Congratulations to our winner, Assunta, and big thanks to her daughter, Kim, of course, who entered her mom in. I want to remind you of a couple of things. One, Baskerville, a Sherlock Holmes mystery happening at Ron Maslin Playhouse. It's running from May 15th to the 25th, so it starts next Wednesday. You can find out more information at canadatheatre.ca. Taste for Hope, 95% sold out. So if you're wanting to get tickets, it will sell out. That's on Wednesday as well. Taste for Hope, sgh.ca is the place to go as well. And brewdonkey.ca if you want to go on one of those amazing tours, some of the unique new ones or some of those fantastic ones here in the Ottawa region and, of course, in the Gatineau region. Reach out to them. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you next time here on Daytime.
Connect with us by visiting our website or email us at comments@rogerstv.com.
Ottawa, it's the national capital of Canada. But how much do you know about the city's history? This is Phil Jenkins. Join me as I take you on a journey through Bytown's beginnings, Ottawa's crowning as capital, amalgamation, and its becoming a city of 1 million citizens. Watch The History of Ottawa, according to Phil Jenkins, exclusively on Rogers TV.